You may like it or not, but power always rules in the animal world. In addition, such things as dexterity, smartness, and elementary luck are other decisive factors. Fights between animals always look spectacular. They are accompanied by loud growls, incredible jumps, and outbursts of rage. Each battle is unique, unpredictable, and incredibly exciting. You will see the most spectacular moments right now. The fox that fancied itself the queen of the forest was very surprised that an ordinary cat defends itself as if it were not a cunning predator, but someone small and insignificant. And again, the cat, instead of running away from the forest dweller in fear, not only gives a worthy rebuff, but also drives the unwanted guest back into the forest. It seemed to the lions that they saw an exhausted buffalo and slowly began to approach to eat the victim, but the African buffalo jumped up and drove away the hungry predators. The monkey is running away like a tyrannosaurus, but it's just a small rodent, though very fierce. The goose quickly showed everyone who was the boss here, and these cats had to hide in the corners so as to not deal with the formidable bird. The beaver came out of the water, which is its natural habitat, and drove the bear far away so that it would not think of approaching the new dam. As everyone knows, seagulls are not particularly intelligent. This one, for example, decided to take food directly from the pelican's beak. Of course, it didn't end well. The impudent bird was explained that it was not good to take something that belongs to someone else. The capybara is the largest rodent known. As you can see, very talkative and quite proud animals of the same species collided with each other. It is better not to come close and give them the opportunity to solve the problem on their own. The bear did not estimate its strength and tried to compete with the wolves, who, without thinking twice, drove it to a tree and then surrounded this rather frightened beast. Size is not so important if the animal has confidence. A small hedgehog bravely confronts a big dog. A while later, the dog is forced to leave the battlefield. And this is a brutal and ruthless battle between two wild boars. Apparently, the male took on too much and began to annoy the female, and it had to put it in its place. I will never cease to be surprised at how small rodents bravely confront not one, not two, but a huge number of predators alone. A pride of lions can easily defeat an elephant, but if we're talking about a mother protecting its child, then the chances of the predators are zero. A herd of buffaloes stood up for their relative in time and showed the lion who is the boss here. Due to poor eyesight, rhinos have a well-developed sense of smell and hearing. This allows them to detect an approaching predator in time and attack first under the right circumstances. The dogs surrounded the porcupine. Apparently, these dogs do not yet know about sharp needles and teeth, and also do not even know about a very strong jaw. This is a perfect illustration of true friendship. They stand for each other like a mountain without fear for their own lives. Such behavior will scare off a predator of any kind. Seeing the body of these two wildcats, you can understand that they are not very well fed. The hungry and emaciated cheetah is forced to attack a leopard that is so close in appearance to it, and all this in order to survive. As we have already understood, honey badgers, despite their small size, are worthy rivals even for those who are at the top of the food chain. This video is not about animal heroes, so instead of a shelter, a gazelle faced even more resistance in a pond. These are the realities of the animal world. Every creature stands for itself. This elephant is not at all afraid of the sharp teeth of hyenas. The largest mammal quickly drives hungry predators away from themselves. Predators take all sorts of risks to get their hands on the desired victim. This tiger even climbed on the fragile, thin branches of a young tree. However, it did not bring the desired result. Predators who have wandered into a private territory often underestimate the animal nature of pets. Just look at how furiously the cat chases the fox out of its territory. Three young antelopes are fairly easy prey for wild dogs, but it's not so easy to get to them. Thanks to the special structure of the hooves, the antelopes stand steadily on the ground where a dog will fall on the ground. It seems that the king of beasts does not like it when someone tries to say something. With a light stroke of its paw, it reminds the crocodile to shut up. The lion is the boss here. Leopards often hunt monkeys, so this time the predator managed to steal a cub. But it looks like it's not going to eat it. Perhaps it decided to adopt a monkey? Cheetahs not only run fast, but also jump perfectly. Speed and agility are the key features that help these predators during hunting. Buffalo hunting is a dangerous activity even for lions. Although the predators worked in couples, the buffaloes kept their herd, and one of the lions was severely punished. Every married man will confirm that hunting is more pleasant than figuring out issues in the family. Even the king of beasts can't deal with his wife. Do you know that it has more than one lioness? It's not easy to please a whole pride of lionesses. The baboon wanted to eat goose eggs, but the bird came to the defense of their offspring. These birds are quite aggressive, and if someone decides to approach their nest, they will regret it in seconds. Rhinos are usually peaceful animals, and buffaloes prefer to graze grass. But this time, a herd of buffaloes and a family of rhinos decided to fight for the territory. It was the fight between two giants. The main weapon of the monitor lizard is its tail, which it uses to whip predators. However, this time, the technique didn't save the animal. Hardly anyone would have believed if they had been told that a seagull had swallowed a shark. In this video, you can see a seagull eating a shark that is still very small. Giant anteaters are very exotic animals. It seems that this dog did not expect to see such a miracle of nature and can't understand this type of animal. This happens when you want to get into problems. The jackal could have quietly gone its own way to find another prey, but it decided to bite the cheetah. This was not only the biggest mistake in the jackal's life, but most likely the last. This anteater should stay away from the horse and not poke its long nose in its life. Unlike lions, tigers lead a solitary lifestyle, but even rare meetings with the opposite sex do not always go smoothly. These two male kangaroos have to fight each other for the right to mate. The female calmly watches the duel. Kangaroos box with their front paws, but sometimes they use a special technique. They lean on their tail and kick their opponent. This couple doesn't really fight, it's more of a love game. Looking at these jaguars, you can say that the falling out of lovers is the renewal of love. Donkeys are like children. They absolutely do not know how to assess the situation and want to deal with all the creatures around them. That's why they are always punished. These shots only seem cute at first glance. This crab drags a newly hatched turtle to its last place. Usually otters catch their food in a group, but this representative of the species decided to have dinner on its own. Apparently, it didn't want to share such exotic food. The outcome of the battle between the tiger and the boar is known in advance, but in this case, it will not be easy for the predator to get the victory. No matter what anyone says, animals are guided not only by instincts, they have empathy and they know how to take care of each other. Just look at how the monkeys are trying to save one of them. Seeing the fury of the otter, none of the animals even dares to approach it. Honey badger faced a real dilemma. The animal cannot understand how this shell opens, and the turtle is not that stupid. It was able to hide in time. Bears are dangerous predators, and bison also know how to stand up for themselves. Wild dogs surrounded the lioness. They thought that they would be able to win because of their number, but it was a huge mistake. Even alone, a buffalo is able to deal with a lion, and trying to fight against a herd, the predator had no chance to survive at all. Wolverine in real life is even cooler than a comic book character. Just look at how bravely this little predator fights two wolves. The porcupine is reliably protected by its needles. The lioness paid for her attempt to attack it. The lynx chased the snake right on the roadway. The predator has a chance to win, but only if the snake is not poisonous. Otherwise, the battle will have tragic consequences for both participants. The monitor lizard only seems to be easy prey. With its strong tail, it whipped the leopard in a matter of seconds. And this duel between a rooster and a lion took place in the poultry yard. Who would you bet on? Cowardly hyenas want to attack the lioness, but they are afraid even of its roar. It was a great boxing match, but one of the fighters left the ring ahead of schedule. And this confident secretary bird fearlessly resists even a hungry jackal. By this way, this feathered bird is not inferior to its rival in veracity. The crocodile slowly but surely drags this heavy wildebeest under the water, although the average weight of a horned animal is more than 200 kilograms. Two rodents collided in a fierce battle. Don't be fooled by their size. These little animals are real fighters. And this bird of prey clearly made a mistake while choosing the opponent. This rabbit was supposed to be a victim, but suddenly turned into an attacker. As you can see, fearlessness is one of the key traits of the lions. These big cats are so confident in their strength that they are ready to attack crocodiles even when they have more advantages. And this seal turned out to be a really lucky guy. It was able to hide in the water in time, thus saving its life from the attack of hungry coyotes. The most brutal battles happen among the creatures of one species. It's true that the most dangerous enemy is a friend who is very close to you. So this leopard, after having waited for the perfect moment to attack, made its fatal jump and killed the inattentive antelope in a matter of seconds. Zebras live in small groups consisting of one male and several females, as well as their children. They exist in a conflict-free atmosphere. However, when the stallions grow up, there are often battles for the right to be the main male. And this is a very unusual collision of a forest deer and a small black cat. Apparently, the horned animal did not like the brazen carelessness of the little beast. As we all know, yaks are conflict animals. Adult representatives of this species are very strong, ferocious, and can easily be driven by rage. Therefore, you can often see that they fight both amongst themselves and with other animals. Such battles look more funny than exciting. Someone very small is trying to overcome someone very big. It's funny that a huge animal often does not even pay attention to pathetic attempts to challenge them. Camels have a well-developed sense of smell. They are able to smell water at a distance of 50 kilometers. This camel realized that their cows were going to drink and tried to enter their herd to also drink water, but was quickly expelled. Iguanas are large lizards with sharp teeth and long, powerful tails, and this is a rather unusual collision between a mongoose and a large iguana. In such a battle, the winner is not clear because each animal has unique skills and abilities. The deer chose the right strategy when they saw a bear approaching them. These intelligent animals scattered in different directions, which actually disoriented the predator. Buffaloes are herd animals, and therefore, it is not worth attacking them alone. Otherwise, you can get into a mess and, like this lioness, retreat back in disgrace. Many animals escape from predators in ponds and lakes, but this does not stop bears at all. These huge creatures will overtake their victim anywhere, in a tree, in a cave, and even in a lake. Battles of wild cats of different species are always interesting because it is difficult to predict the outcome of such fights. The size of the crab makes it see danger even in a small, playful puppy. The poor little dog has already regretted 100 times that it got close to this beast. We all know that falcons help hunters. Just look at the dexterity with which this bird of prey caught a squirrel. Marmots are not as nimble as squirrels, and it was not difficult for a falcon to catch one of them. Zebras were rushing at the lioness, so the huntress only had to choose a suitable victim and make an accurate jump. By some miracle, the lioness managed to drag the buffalo calf away, but when the whole herd came to the rescue, it had to run away. The fight between two Komodo dragons is more like a slow dance of lovers. The jaguar tried to attack the peccary, but this animal turned out to not be easy prey at all. The victim managed to get rid of the hunter. And this video shows the chase of a cheetah for wildebeest. At some point, the wildebeest tried to hit the predator with its hooves, but it was a failure. Jaguar defeated the black caiman and demonstrates its superiority over the opponent. It is difficult to explain the behavior of the lionesses in these shots, but they decided to protect the leopard from the lion. As you can see, horses definitely know how to bite. I wonder what caused such a serious fight. As we all know, donkeys are very arrogant and annoying animals, but I did not expect such serious cruelty from them. That's what it means when your life is almost over. One sharp movement and this animal will turn into dinner for the tiger. It seems that the dog will not be able to join this company. Kangaroo clearly makes it clear that it is an unnecessary guest. Even if this moose is already old and has been deprived of horns for a long time, it still does not give up a position and bravely resists a whole pack of wolves. How do you like this tug-of-war option? The kid was unlucky to be in this place at the time and became the coveted goal of two strong gorillas. Monkeys live in packs and are very loyal to their family, which is why such fights are very common. Packs confront each other in the struggle for land and food. Usually the predator's attacks on the victim ends with the attacker's victory, but there are situations when everything happens the other way around. And this is really interesting. On the one hand, we have a powerful, huge, and extremely strong behemoth, and on the other, a nimble, dangerous, and sharp-toothed crocodile. Not only adults, but also their children are fighting for survival with each other. And here is another video with an impudent donkey. This annoying animal clings to everyone who clearly does not want it. This is what a truly epic fight looks like. Several otters are trying to save each other and give a rebuff to the bloodthirsty crocodile. The main actions take place underwater. In the wild, even the smallest mistake can end your life. When this cow was attacked by a predator, all the other creatures didn't even look at it since they need to save their own lives. A grizzly bear weighs about 300 kilograms on average. When two heavy creatures collide in a duel, even the ground shudders. The wildebeest is an herbivorous animal, but this does not prevent them from chasing unwanted predators from their territory. As you can see, such a case is not something unique. They do it all the time. The mink is a small but predatory mammal which can show extraordinary cruelty. Impalas are characterized by quick wits and good speed. These skills often save their lives. Hyenas threw one of them to the lion and fled to save their lives. You won't believe it, but hippos can really be extremely aggressive, especially when it comes to protecting their children. In such circumstances, a cruel beast wakes up somewhere deep inside them. The male deer did not have time to move and was knocked down by the tiger. The force of the swan's wing is enough to break a person's nose. It's hard to imagine what kind of pain a dog feels when evil bird strikes blow after blow. These cats know the meaning of karma now. Now the monkey is bothering them, and they have no time to do the same. As they say, as man sows, so shall he reap. While sensing danger, porcupines never run away. They immediately go back on the attack because the best defense is an attack. A lynx attack on a young deer was captured on camera. As you can see, the predator rushed straight into the muzzle of its victim. and it's not easy to shake it off. Here's another buffalo hunt. Lionesses will attack their prey until the giant is exhausted. In these frames, you can see how the snow leopard hunts a baby yak, but its parents stood up for him. The hippopotamus tried to bite the crocodile's tail, but the river monster didn't seem to pay a lot of attention. Crows don't like rats. It seems that this bird pulls the rodent by the tail just for fun. The bear thinks that it is the king of the forest and the main predator of the district, so it dares to attack even those who are bigger and have sharp horns. The battle of the hippos looks like they are trying to show who has the biggest mouth. Well, that's right, the mouth is their main weapon. The porcupine is probably the most underrated animal in the animal kingdom. Predators constantly attack, considering it easy prey. However, it faces sharp needles. The lion was already overjoyed because it finally found a suitable victim, but soon realized that he had once again chosen the wrong one. As you can see, honey badgers know how to protect themselves. If you see a fierce battle between two lions, it is always an attempt to overcome the old alpha to take its place and get the pride. And here we again have a fight between two males, only here the main characters are tigers. What was the reason for their conflict this time? Female or power? Write in the comments below. Each animal uses mainly the strongest part of its body in battles. Giraffes have a neck that can be very useful in battle. It consists of 7 vertebrae of 25 centimeters each with flexible and strong muscles. The reptile is in no way inferior in size to the dog, and this makes their battle even more interesting. After this video, it becomes clear that the fearfulness of ostriches is just a myth. It turns out that these birds can boldly and even brazenly fight with other animals. It seemed that the eagle had already killed it, but the fox was very lucky because the representative of the hawk family still has not decided whether it wants to feed its chicks with such prey. If you see a predator behind bars, don't think that it will not be able to show who is the boss here. The heron was too impudent and tried to steal its food, but it had to pay for it. It seems to me that the reason for such a fierce confrontation was the unwillingness of one of the hippos to let the other into their pond. Just look at how aggressively the first one drives away a relative. And this hippo has a lot of courage. It opposes the crocodile, which is a dangerous predator. With the help of its horn, the rhinoceros inflicts serious wounds on the bison, which may easily lead to death. Violent fights happen not only among predators, but also among herbivores. The body length of the elephant shark reaches 10 meters. It can easily swallow a whole horse, so horses walking on the ocean coast are not safe. Most snakes prefer to hunt land animals, although some species can hunt in water. However, fish are not always as harmless as they seem. This snake has met piranhas. How do you think this fight will end for it? Ostriches are very timid and often hide their heads in the sand at the first danger. But when there are many of them and one predator, their behavior changes, and they are able to demonstrate their rage and cruelty. Can 3 dogs defeat a tiger? Write your opinion in the comments below. The maternal instinct does not leave animals even in the face of death. The mother gazelle pushed its child into the water and decided to fight with these wild dogs. It was more worried about the life of its child than about its own destiny. The most epic battles happen in the air because the collision of two birds in the sky looks both exciting and frightening to the point of trembling. Even a tired and battered honey badger can drive away hungry hyenas and get out of their environment with a feeling of complete security. And this is a wolverine. As you can see, it creates worthy competition for dangerous, proud, strong, and aggressive predators. Among the animals, few can compete with the majestic eagle, but this fox managed to succeed. Just look at how desperately the animal is fighting for life and how hard it is to finish the task for the seemingly invincible bird. This is another case when you absolutely do not expect a bold and confident rebuff. This weak impala fearlessly looks into the eyes of an angry eagle. This goose had no time to show its confidence because it became a defeated victim in a matter of seconds. Initially, the American badger tried to hide from the coyotes, but sometime later, it decided to fight back against them. The bull is a very powerful animal. These horned creatures don't sleep a lot, but they have plenty of strength, which is enough for fierce battles. The speed of the cougar reaches 70 kilometers per hour, which means that it will not be difficult for these wild cats to catch up with even the fastest bird. Sheep are as stubborn as they are stupid. They will butt heads even with those who are clearly bigger in size. Buffaloes often become easy prey for lions and other predators, but it happens that these animals manage to escape or defend themselves. The leopard slowly approaches the carcass floating on the surface of the water, but then a crocodile jumps out from his hidden trap. The spotted cat managed to retreat just a couple of meters more, and that creepy plan would have worked. This little bear has a lot of stubbornness. And this dog is a real hero. It was not afraid of the forest predator. On the contrary, it showed the bear who is the boss and cleared the way for his owner. There are conflicts that can be resolved only by brute force. I'm sure that you have definitely heard about cockfights, but sometimes even more exciting fights take place in the poultry yard. This time, the goose showed the rooster that his place is in the chicken coop. This incredible moment was captured on camera when a killer whale tossed a seal high up with its tail. Yes, it's not a seagull or a fish in the air, it's a seal. The lion pride managed to defeat the buffalo, but they decided to fight and totally forgot about their prey. It was hard, but the buffalo got up and wandered to its family. Zoo visitors witnessed an exciting game. This snow leopard cub decided that it was a real hunter, and its mother played with it. The Battle of Elephants is a real battle of titans. The battle becomes routine when you live under the same roof as a hyperactive cat. I think the lizard's nervous breakdown will take place soon. The rhinoceros often fight amongst themselves. This often happens to show each other their superiority. Bear and lion are two predators who claim to be the kings of the forest or the kings of beasts. Watching their fight, it becomes clear why these animals are considered the most worthy. Sometimes the outcome of a battle is determined by the unwillingness of one of the rivals to participate in it. At first, the buffaloes were fighting with horns and then decided to use body blows and various techniques. The opponents are in equal weight categories and have a similar set of skills. I wonder who will be the winner of this battle. This creature has more courage than its height. It shows an opponent many times bigger than itself. It is impossible to look at these battles without a smile. Such a solution to the conflict performed by small rodents is rather touching than terrifying. A mother of polar bears with its children went into human territory where it encountered aggressive dogs. Have you ever seen such a big toad? Such a giant can definitely resist a snake. Just look at the exceptional courage of this dog. Without any hesitation, it rushed to the defense of its owners against a large predator. The strongest muscles of the zebra are in the hind legs. After such a situation, the lioness will attack striped stallions only from the front or from the side. Everyone should look at this feathered creature. There shall be no cruel tricks or deadly battles at all. It's simple. You need to defeat your opponent with your outrageousness. All horned animals have unreal stubbornness and extreme pride. At every opportunity, they try to prove their superiority. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching. In addition to snakes, herons are happy to eat fish. For example, this heron has a freshly caught stingray for lunch. Wild dogs attacked a buffalo calf, and despite the fact that its mother is big and strong, it could not save it. And the little honey badger is absolutely not afraid of wild dogs. From the outside, it seems that it is just waiting for someone to climb up to it to teach it a lesson. The baboon fearlessly chased the lioness away from its territory, but the situation changed, and the baboon became the prey of lionesses. Attacking a lone lion, hyenas have a chance to defeat it. But even though the enemy has an advantage in numbers, this lion fights with dignity. A flock of mongooses cautiously sneaks up on a huge snake. It looks like these guys will have a hearty dinner. That's how mountain sheep prefer to sort things out. Baboons can be very aggressive, so even a lioness has a hard time if it wanders into their territory alone. These kids came to the aquarium to look at the fish and witnessed how a hammerhead shark ate a stingray. It seems that the secretary bird is always ready to attack and will not give its prey to anyone. The lioness tried to attack the cheetah cubs, but their mother managed to protect its offspring. This time, the lionesses were hunting a brown hyena. The chase was long, but still, the hyena was defeated. A huge turtle was lying on the beach and did not touch anyone, but the jaguar decided that it should become its prey. That's just unlikely that the predator will be able to cope with such a huge armor. Wildebeest are the favorite victims of lions, but this does not mean that it's easy prey. The strength of wild dogs is in their unity. Together, they can defeat even a buffalo. That's how horses get rid of rivals. Rhinoceroses are not friendly animals, but the warthog didn't want to play with the baby. The antelopes bravely tried to save the cub from the hyena, but unfortunately, they failed. A cheetah cub learns to hunt, and it chose a jackal as its victim. It managed to scare it, but it failed to catch the jackal. Horse battles are not only spectacular, but also quite brutal. This octopus appeared in the wrong place at the wrong time. It was not easy to fend off a flock of fish. Fights between lions and tigers are always very spectacular. This time, people managed to capture the battle of a rare white tiger with lions. The forces of the tiger and the lion are approximately equal, so you can never guess in advance who will win.